Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Do you have one of these? Can you still use it? I can't. And I'll bet you might not be able to either, depending on who you are. Listen up, Best Buy card holders. You need to watch this video. Trust me, okay? Now, first of all, this is a bit of a rant video, obviously. But I need to also get the word out there too. Now, this video, by the way, is nowhere near connected to Best Buy themselves. It is not the Best Buy Corporation's problem for this. It is the company who holds their card. They are the ones I am going after with this, and they are the Desjardins Group, okay? Desjardins. They are the company who now holds all the Best Buy credit card accounts. Now, here's some things that you need to know about. Why am I doing this video? Well, because they have screwed me over royally, okay? And now they're getting a little bit of payback. And they've been warned that this video would be on every social media website that I can post to, as well as my own YouTube channel. So, you need to hear the whole story start to end. January of 2015, I went in to see my trustee to get into either a bankruptcy or a proposal. He's recommended the proposal. Now, it does cost me a shitload more money than a bankruptcy does, but it doesn't affect my credit as bad. Still hurts, but not quite as bad as a bankruptcy does. And at least this way, everybody gets their money, except for interest. And I don't know how much money they get exactly out of the deal, but a lot more than they would out of a bankruptcy. So they get dollars versus pennies is how he put it, I guess. Anyhow, all I know is that it's a better deal. It's 3 years at $200 a month, and I've already gone through my first year already. I got the rest of this year and the following year, and I'm done and clear. Now, around the fall time period of 2015, I went into Best Buy and I applied for their card because I needed a new computer, among other things in life, like not every month is a good month on YouTube for me financially, and that's fine. It happens. It depends on views and advertisers and so on, right? You guys know how that works if you're a YouTube partner like I am. Anyhow, but this is a time period in 2015 where I wanted to get my wife a really cool Christmas present, okay, a new RC for her. But I also wanted something for myself and for my own channel, because everything I buy for RC, even for myself, hits my channel. You guys know that, right? So anyway, I called the company and I said, look, can you increase my limit a bit on my financing side so I can get this and this? And I explained everything to them. So he goes and does a credit check, of course, comes back, says you failed because you have a proposal in there. I says, yeah, I kind of knew that was there. I says, you could check the, like my cosigner. I would assume. Well, that would mean the cosigner would have to call in. I guess I don't know how it works. He didn't even explain that part. He just said, you failed. He says, but on the credit card side, oh, I got a credit card, cool. Credit card side, it's separate from your financing side, and I was given a $500 limit. And I had just under $500 there, so I guess I somehow used it once or twice before. Anyways, whatever. So I've been making my payments. I've not screwed them at this point. Okay, I've made my payments faithfully. I paid above what was required for the minimum. I wanted to pay this card off fast, okay, just because I knew I could do it. And because I have plans that I wanted to get, an X01 and a brushless Rustler, among other stuff, and more goodies for my iMac. But now all that stuff is now not going to happen. Well, not as soon as I'd hoped anyways. It's just going to take time now. So, anyways, he says, you got almost $500. Use that. I says, how do I use the damn card? He says, well, just tell him to put it through as a regular purchase. Oh, okay, cool. Now, I get off the phone with this guy. From my house to Best Buy at the mall, the amount of time it took to find a staff member, talk to a manager about the Stampede 4x4 VXL that I was after, which was an open box, okay? Got a sick deal on it, picked up one other item. Even with the total with the tax, I was still well under. I still had lots of room left on my credit card, like maybe about $20, okay? So it should have gone through, right? So it got declined. She tried it again. It got declined. Tried the financing side. Got declined. Of course, I already told her the financing side wouldn't work anyways because I only had $7 there. So, anyways, I start making phone calls to the company, which is Desjardins, complaining about what's going on, telling them all this stuff, like, trying to find out what's happening. And they said, well, we had a powwow. This is this guy's words. We had a powwow after I got off the phone with you, and we decided to chop your card because of your proposal. I said, you can't. Well, we can do whatever we want. Well, actually, no, you can't. I says, I have a cosigner on my account, and they couldn't even find my cosigner. Like, this has been going on for months of making phone calls, like at least once a week or twice a week, trying to get this solved. And everybody I've talked to, like half of them can't even figure out I have a cosigner, and some of them do. One lady says, you don't have a cosigner, you have a guarantor, which is different. I says, no, it's not. It means that that person will guarantee they're going to pay my bill if I screw you. Okay, so yeah, it's the same damn thing. Anyways, whatever. Okay, so, but fighting back and forth, several different people, always getting the wrong departments. None of them know what the left or the right hand is doing. All this bullshit. I mean, they can't even friggin' read notes. And half the notes that should be there weren't even there anyways. They should have been there, but they weren't. A couple of times, actual notes did show up. A couple of the people I've talked to is a gentleman by the name of Courtney. He was supposed to help try and resolve this, get my card reactivated, failed. Another guy named Omar I talked to, same thing, failed. The last person I talked to was a lady by the name of Tanisha. She was supposed to get back to me like last Friday. Like, I give these people deadlines and they don't even follow them, right? Because I told all these people, I am going to go on YouTube and rant about this because, I mean, you don't go around and screw your good customers. I mean, hey, cut off accounts that belong to shit customers, but you don't screw your good customers over because we're the ones making you money, you friggin' idiots. You know? And I've called them morons and fucktards and, every name under the sun you can imagine because they keep pissing me off on the phone. And I'm only going to put up with so much shit from anybody and I blow up. So if you don't like it, tough. It's the way I am. I'm a human being, okay? I can only take so much. And so anyways, nothing's being resolved here. And I'm done giving these guys chances, and that's why you guys are watching this video now. So, I've gotten recorded conversations. I got smart in case this goes to court. And on one of these conversations, it does say on there from the one employee that they've gone through people's accounts and they're cutting off people randomly, actually, that they feel doesn't meet their requirements to be a customer. Okay, so if for any reason, even if you're a rich person and for some reason your credit score is a little not what they want to have in their company for a credit score person, your card is going to be cut off permanently. And I tried to read this letter to a number of their staff. This is what the letter reads, and it took a couple months to get this. We hereby advise you that in accordance with the conditions you accepted when your credit card was issued, and as a result of your failure to comply with said conditions. Okay, how did I fail? I've made payments every month, faithfully. I've never been late, and I've paid above what I owed. Therefore, I guess I'm a really awesome customer. Okay, etc., etc. The Fédération des Caisses de Jardins de Québec, okay, they're in Quebec, Ontario, is withdrawing the service granted for this card. Consequently, the above-mentioned account is now closed permanently. If you require more info, please call blah, blah, blah. Sincerely, Sylvain blah, 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 because I can't pronounce her name, Manager Collections. I can't even talk to her. I've been trying to get to the owner of the company because, the owner needs to know what his stupid little peons are doing to screw his company or her company or their company because, you know what? You start cutting off your good customers, word gets around, okay? I even went into a finance company, guys, to try and get a loan to get away from these guys, and the finance company that I went to had informed me that these guys are shysters, okay? They're crooked. And they're also idiots and morons that can't even fucking read paperwork that's in front of them, in his words. And the list goes on. It was an interesting, long conversation. I think we spent more time chatting than it would have taken to fill out 10 applications. I learned a lot that night. So, anyways, according to their website and their terms and conditions, Now, granted, they can change them at any time. However, according to their terms and conditions, it so stipulates if you get into a government proposal or a bankruptcy while you have a card with us, not, they're saying while, then we'll cut your card. Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that. That's a good rule. I like it. It's fine. It's acceptable. You know why? Because when you go bankrupt or you get into a proposal, your trustee says, give me your cards. They're being chopped. Okay. So Desjardins, of course, would have gotten their card chopped had I even had one when I got my proposal. But wait, my proposal was January of 2015. When did I get my card? Late fall of 2015. I was already in a proposal, which they say they did not know about, yet they did, because when they did the credit check, it came up. And that's how I got denied the card. When my dad co-signed, they knew I had a proposal. That's why I had to have a co-signer. When they did the credit check on me to up my limit in just before Christmas, they obviously found the proposal, which they knew about all along. Half of these people or more have denied the fact that I even have a co-signer. They say you're on your own. There's no way I can be on my own. I had a co-signer. And co-signer's on the account. And what a co-signer does is that if you fuck the company, they go after the co-signer for the money because he guarantees. So the one lady says, well, you got the guarantor. Well, a guarantor and a co-signer, you idiot, is the same damn thing. It's the person who you go after if I screw up and screw you. Okay? Then you got to deal with them and they got to pay the bill. So, and as long as I pay them at least $10 a month, they can't go near my guarantor or co-signer. Okay? Which kind of pisses them off. But, so now I'm about, I don't know, 3 months behind. But I've at least paid them like, $10 a month each time since they screwed me. Okay, in my life, I'm not going to screw anybody. But if you screw me, I'm going to put the thumb screws back to you. And that's exactly what I did to them. Okay, same thing as I did to Lighthawk. Lighthawk screwed me bad on a boat. You guys, if you've watched my rant video on that, they screwed me on a boat. I screwed them back. Okay, by bitching about them. And it's costed them tons of money. Okay, in all their product lines, not just the boat. Okay, have they sued me? No, they can't. Why? Because I have the law on my side. I have evidence on my side. I have proof. And I've told the truth on top of that. If you slander a company and you lie, that's one thing. You can get your ass sued off. When you're telling the truth, that's a totally different case. You're in the right and they can't do nothing. And in this case, I'm also, once again, telling you guys the good, honest truth. Okay? And I have recordings, too, where they've mentioned many different things. And one of which is the fact that they've gone through customers' accounts since they took over. And if you're not up to par, you're getting cut. And that's not the only employee that's told me that. I've had a few of them tell me, but I got at least one of them on a recording. Okay, and that's all I need. Okay, not to mention other conversations and how moronic these people actually would look. If this went to court, these people would look like a bunch of incompetent boobs. Like big time. Okay? So it is just so very terrible. And also then being warned by a finance company how shady and how terrible this company is to deal with has really, like, I don't know, like, what to do here. I tried to cut these guys a deal too. I said, look, let's pretend the last couple months didn't even happen. This is what I want, because I had a couple of them say, what do you want? What do you want us to get done? Okay, 1, reactivate my card. 2, send me a letter in writing that not only is it reactivated, but that you will not under any circumstance whatsoever ever withdraw my privilege again for this card unless I fuck up. Okay? Number 3, the last couple months, never happened. Zero everything back down to the last actual money, including, you got to count the $10 payments in there that I've paid. You got to count that. Okay, and then we'll just start out clean and fresh again at the $200 and some a month I owe you. So, in other words, my account is not to be backlogged for like almost $800 like it is right now. Okay, let me get back to you. The last person that I talked to about that, I think was Tanisha was the last one. But I've also talked to Courtney, I've talked to Omar, I've talked to a number of other different employees there. and nobody gets back to me with any good results. In fact, Omar, I think he was the only one that actually did get back to me recently and said, go into Best Buy because according to our records, they're the ones that cut your card. So I go into Best Buy and I talk to the manager, right? And he says, look, he says, we have nothing to do with the card. That's not what they're telling me. And Omar told me that if something like this went down, have the store call. So I did. And of course, Desjardins would not talk to them. Okay? Not for more than about 2 minutes, and then I had to get on the phone. And then they proceeded to, once again, piss me the hell off. I'm trying to talk to this lady. I'm being over-talked. She won't shut the fuck up and let me say what I need to say. She keeps over-talking me, pissing me off even more. I mean, I don't know, maybe she was on her cycle that day. I have no idea. But hey, she was just the most unreasonable woman in the world. And I had to finally just snap and get her to get me a real human being on the phone. And even that didn't work either. Oh, God. I mean, these people, guys, are impossible to deal with. They seriously are. It is the worst company ever. And the staff are obviously poorly trained, and they can't tell the difference between, well, you are a card holder, we can cut it, versus you have a cosigner, okay? And I was in a consumer proposal months and months before I even got this card. I even had one lady says, well, you shouldn't have gotten a card anyway, even with a cosigner. Really? Because your regulations, your policies, your terms and conditions state that I needed a cosigner to get the card. So, hello, idiot. You obviously don't know your own business yourself that you're working for. This is how stupid these people are. And I'm like, holy shit. You know? I couldn't believe this. You know? How? I mean, look, I'm not a super genius. I don't know everything in the world, okay, myself, but God gave me a brain and I know how to use it. You know what I mean? I mean, I understand, I learn, I adapt. I mean, hell, you know, like, this is financial stuff. I mean, how hard is that to figure out? How hard is it for them to read their own terms and conditions while they're on the phone with me to plainly see that they're in the wrong for cutting my card? You know? And you don't tell, this is stupid, you don't tell a customer, oh, well, since we took over, we're cutting people's accounts, you know, that we find aren't up to our standards. You don't tell that to a customer, you friggin' people. Like, these are the employees doing it. And I got it on recording at least once, okay, and I've been told a couple of times, okay. So like I said, if this went to court, oh, God, the judge would have a heyday with these people, you know. I'd definitely walk out of there not owing a penny, you know. And being that all the stuff is unsecured credit, I get to keep my stuff anyway, so whatever. But in the meantime, I'm still going to only give them $10 a month, and I don't care how much interest accumulates. I don't care one bit, okay? But I would encourage that you spread the word about this video, and because Best Buy card owners, there's going to be a lot of people getting their cards cut. And like I said, even people who are wealthy. I'm not wealthy. I'm not middle class, okay? Nowhere near it, okay? But even the middle class people and probably some of the upper class people, if this company is holding even an alternate card other than Best Buy, which I'm sure they probably are, so check your store cards that you have. Even, well, I'll tell you another card that is controlled by Desjardins, and that's the Source. And the Source clients are going to be affected too, okay? So the Source and Best Buy are run by Desjardins, okay? So, you know, if you're a card holder of the Source or Best Buy, you're at risk of possibly losing your card, and probably just because they've snooped your account and found, oh, you're not up to our standards, or you've had a couple of late fees. We're going to cut you off because they say they can do whatever the hell they want. You know, to anybody. They don't have to care. Well, I think they really do have to follow certain rules and guidelines. They are saying in black and white here, and wow, I'm going to photocopy this too and scan it into my computer, because they are saying word for word, and this is almost the end here, we hereby advise you that in accordance with the conditions you accepted your card, when your card was issued and as a result of your failure to comply with said conditions. Make mention, they're saying my failure to comply. I complied. How could I not comply? I wanted the card. I love the card. I love the store that I got the card with, okay? Because they sell everything I want, okay? Including all my Traxxas stuff, okay? And at great prices, too. But they're saying that I failed to comply with the conditions. How did I fail? How? I made my payments every single month. I paid above board, in fact. You know, I make the money. I'm making the money. You know, do they not like to make money? I guess not. Now, keep in mind, you know, I'm in debt for, well, about $3,500 plus whatever backlog I have now, and any interest now. The point is, that's debt. You know, that's money they can make. They make interest on the credit card side, you know, but now they're making interest on the defaulted payments, as they call them, because a couple of them said, well, you didn't even make a payment in the last couple of months. Excuse me, I made $10 a month. I have proof on my computer through online banking. I paid you guys $10 a month for the last couple of months until this shit was sorted out. You know, one guy tried to tell me too, if you pay a couple of payments, maybe they'll reactivate it. No, there is no maybe, and there is no bargaining with me either, because you unlawfully cut the card to begin with. It never should have been cut to begin with, period. And I keep going over this with every frickin' employee, you know, and it's like, I've had enough, okay? I have had enough, and that's why you guys need to be aware of what's going on with this group. So, Best Buy and the source card owners, be wary of this company. You may end up with a cut card for just no random reason, okay? Can you do anything about it? Well, I don't know. I'm still fighting and I'm not getting anywhere. I may have to go to court yet to solve this, you know, but I may not. Do I care about making monthly installments right now that are the proper size installments? Are you friggin' kidding me? Hell no. I'm not making full payments to them because they permanently closed my account. They're not going to reopen my account. They closed it unlawfully to begin with. They're going to get $10 a month because, and you know what? They actually don't even deserve a penny of it, you know? So, but at least I'm willing to still make some money on them, right? I'm willing to give them some money to make off me. Now, $10 a month on compounding interest and so on, I figure I'll be pretty damn old and it probably still won't be paid off because the interest will never stop. But do I care? No, it's just $10 a month out of my pocket because they screwed me so badly. They've interrupted my business on top of that, okay, by screwing me up like this, unlawfully. They've publicly humiliated me. They've caused me undue stress. They're lucky I don't have the money right now to take them into court because I'd be suing them for every damn thing they're worth, okay? And then some, but I can't afford to. But I can definitely fight with them once in a while on the phone because sometimes it's not a bad thing. I could blow a little steam off at somebody, you know, and tell them the same bullshit story again. Maybe one day somebody will actually listen and pay attention and get the idea that, hey, this customer is in the right and we fucked them. We really need to come good for this. And yes, they do. They need to come good for how they've humiliated me publicly because within 20 minutes they cut my card. They had a powwow? Like, what the fuck is that? Okay? Then they caused me all this undue stress and harassing me and not listening to me and, you know, they just keep going on and they say they're going to do something and they don't even do shit and blah, 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 blah. You know, so everything that finance company told me about them too is seeming to come true. Anyways, guys, that's it. That's all. Thanks for watching. Sorry for such a long video, but hey, if you want to know what the hell's going on, this is what you need to watch for. So thanks again, and we'll catch you on the next one, which will actually be a lot more funner because it'll probably be RC stuff. Catch ya.